Would you please join me in prayer? Dear God, we thank you for this opportunity to celebrate with this new group of doctors. Let them be mindful of those that helped them to get to this day, their parents, their spouses, significant others, their classmates, and their teachers. Be with them as their patients trust them to the knowledge that you have bestowed on them. Help us to continue to support, aid, uphold them throughout their upcoming careers and lives. May we forever remember our purpose on this earth to serve you. Please be with all of us as we celebrate these great accomplishments made possible only through you and your grace. Amen.
Please be seated. And good afternoon to everyone. My name is Earl Smith, and it's my pleasure to serve as the Dean of the College of Optometry. And on behalf of the college, and particularly on behalf of the class of 2016, it is my privilege to welcome all of you to our 62nd Convocation. This is a truly great day for our college. It's an absolutely fantastic day for our graduates. Today we are granting 4 Master of Science degrees, 7 Doctor of Philosophy degrees, and that's a record for us. We're recognizing 9 postdoctoral residents and fellows, and we're graduating 101 Doctors of Optometry. Now, before we start, I'd like to welcome some very special guests. First on the first row here on my right, Drs. Brett Bentz and William Elizondo, and I'll mention more about them in just a little bit. In the second row on my right are our Golden Alumni. These are folks from our class of 1966. They graduated 50 years ago, effective today, and I'd like to introduce them. Yeah, you bet. Dr. John Zucker, Dr. Gary Tatum, that's good. Bob Slider, Dr. Richard Lane, Dr. Ronald Jacobson, Dr. Darrell Gwiner, Dr. Dwayne Griffith, and Dr. Erwin Dudo. I really want to thank all of y'all for joining us today. It's really an honor to have you here. And really, all of us have a debt of gratitude for you guys paving the way for all of us. We really appreciate it. I'd also like to recognize some important guests in the audience. First, Senator David Heitmeyer from the state of Louisiana. Senator Heitmeyer is a member of our class of 1987. Glad to have you here, David. Dr. Jimmy Wadley, a member of the class of 1980. He's the vice president of FIRV, which is our college's foundation, and that organization is responsible for the great majority of scholarships and awards that our students receive. Dr. David Frazee, a member of the class of 1979, and David is currently the president of the Texas Optometric Association. And also from the TOA's Austin office, Stephanie Garcia. Stephanie? Thank you so much for being here. You know, the Texas Optometric Association has always been there for the college and has always been there for our students. There's just no doubt they are our biggest supporters. So, to start, I'd like to invite Dr. Kim Lambretz. She is our Associate Dean for Professional Studies to the podium. And she and other members of the faculty will recognize those graduates who have earned special academic awards. Dean Lambretz.
Good morning, and congratulations, graduates. The College of Optometry recognizes our students graduating summa cum laude and magna cum laude. Graduates, as I call your name, please stand and face your friends and family. Audience members, please try and hold your applause until the end. So graduating summa cum laude with an overall GPA between 3.75 and 4.0 are the following students. Amanda Lee Martin Bloomberg. Kristen and Talis Griffin. Hong Ho. Marcia Ann Curian. Carissa Rochelle Lumby. Iris Miao. Roberto Sines. David Shinpaw. Megan Elizabeth Smith. Philip Andrew Whitehead. Damaris Alvarez Williamson. Joshua Hunter Wilson. Graduates, remain standing. And you can now applaud. All right. Thank you. Graduating magna cum laude with an overall GPA between 3.5 and 3.74 are the following graduates. Please remain standing until I've called all of your names. Salwa Abdul Aziz. Kristen Marie Chipai. Brittany Ann Degler. Aisha Jane Fields. Mercy Juan Francisco. Christina Guerrero. Whitney Ann Haney. Rihanna Elizabeth Inkster Henning. Lisa M. Cockaday. Andrea Jennifer Kells. Becky Ann Liu. Kelly Elizabeth Moore. Thomas Robert Nettleton. Adam Pickle. Dulaine Nadine Pulliam. Sarah Elizabeth Rule. Wazia Sumin. Amanda Lauren Stewart. Kelly Elizabeth Van Cleve. Clarence Joseph Vanderlee. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. Gold Key International Optometric Honor Society recognizes those students who have given outstanding service not only to their classmates and to their college, but already to the profession that they are joining. Membership is limited to no more than 10% of a graduating class, and the College of Optometry has had a chapter of Gold Key since 1974. When I call your names, would you please stand and face the audience? And again, everyone, would you try to hold your applause until we're done? Elise Danielle Alvin. Brittany Ann Degler. Neam Hua Nyung. Becky Ann Liu. Kelly Elizabeth Moore. Jackson M. Robeson. Roberto Sines, Wazia Samin, Danny Sanchez, and Philip Andrew Whitehead. Congratulations. Yeah. Beta Sigma Kappa International Optometric Honor Society recognizes students who have stimulated scientific attainment and academic excellence and the ethical practice of optometry. There are a sizable number in this class, which speaks very well for this class, who are members of BSK. Again, I'm going to call your name and ask you to stand and face the audience. Batul Fayez Abahar. Wakar Akhtar. Elise Danielle Alvin. Salwa A. Aziz. Pushpam Baweja, Shannon Rebecca Bell, Amanda Lee Martin Bloomberg, Michaela Marie Brungart, Jenna Marie Cedillo, Christopher Ryan Deaton, Kelsey Bertree Evans, Ellen Fandry, Aisha Jane Fields, Mercy Juan Francisco, Eli Vincent Gigliotta, George Green, Kristen Antalis Griffin, Christina Guerrero, Whitney Ann Haney, Hong T. Ho, Rihanna Elizabeth Inkster Henning, Andrea Jennifer Kells, Marcia Ann Currian, Carissa Rochelle Lumby, Becky Ann Liu, Leon Mia, Michelle Han Ma, Nicole Cavazos Maldonado, Iris Meow, Kelly Elizabeth Moore, Thomas R. Nettleton, Joe Wynn, Paulina Quinn T. Wynn, Michael Andrew Pulowski, Adam Garrett Pickle, Delane Nadine Pulliam, Leanne Nancy Roach, Jackson M. Robeson, Sarah Elizabeth Rule, Roberto Sines, Wazia Samin, Ruchita Rajesh Shah, David Muir Shimpaw, Sarah Gail Sherbet, Megan Elizabeth Smith, Amanda Lauren Stewart, Kelly Elizabeth Van Cleve, Clarence Joseph Vanderlei, Philip Andrew Whitehead, Damaris Alvarez Williamson, Joshua Hunter Wilson. Congratulations to all of you. It's a very profound achievement. It's not here. The BSK Silver Medal goes to the member of the graduating class with the highest GPA. The medal is supposed to be up here, but I don't see it. 1 minute. Not here. Oh, there it is. No, it is here. It was hiding. Okay. It is my pleasure to award the 2016 BSK Silver Medal to Philip Andrew Whitehead.
Each year, the clinical faculty selects individuals who have demonstrated distinguished performance in a specialty rotation or service. It is my pleasure to acknowledge these accomplished clinicians. Again, I would ask that each recipient stand when your name is called, and please turn to face your family and friends. And again, request that the audience hold your applause until all the awards have been recognized. This year's recipients are Bryce Llewellyn for excellence in low vision and vision rehabilitation, Hong T. Ho for excellence in pediatrics, Leanne Roach for excellence in cornea and contact lenses, Jackson Robison for excellence in family practice and primary care, Leon Mahal for excellence in neuro-ophthalmology, Shannon Bell for excellence in the medical eye service and ocular pathology, and Marcia Curian for excellence in the dry eye center. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding young doctors on their accomplishments. It's also my pleasure to announce this year's recipients of the Outstanding Grand Rounds Award. I think for anyone who has attended Grand Rounds, it's evident that the fourth-year students work very diligently on their Grand Rounds project. Consequently, that makes it very difficult to single out one presentation because many of the cases discussed at Rounds, I think, would rival any medical program in the country, both in content and in delivery. For the class of 2016, we had 9 nominees, which is, I think, more than any other year in the past. I've been doing this for 25 years, so it says something about this class. I would ask the honoree to join me on stage to receive your certificate, and this year's award goes to Dr. Leanne Roach.
Good job. Congratulations to all of our honored graduates. Before we proceed, I'd like to call the audience's attention to page 19 in your program. There you will find the names of our graduates who have been selected to pursue advanced clinical training in residency programs. These positions are highly sought after, and the competition for these positions is very intense. These graduates are to be congratulated for their accomplishments. We expect to see a lot more of them in the future. Now I have 3 special awards to present. First, it is my pleasure to present the College of Optometry's Distinguished Alumnus for 2016, Dr. Brett Bentz. Brett, come on up and stand beside me, please. Right here so I can get a hold of you. Right. Dr. Bentz came to us from Nebraska, where he is valedictorian of his high school class and a member of the National Honor Society. And something I didn't know about him until just recently, I learned that Brett was a high school track star, and in fact that his long jump record that he set in 1973, I almost aged you a little bit more, he set in 1973, that record still stands, so it must have been a heck of a jump. But Brett completed his prerequisites for optometry school at Nebraska Wesleyan, and he entered the College of Optometry in 1975. He graduated in 1979, magna cum laude with his OD degree, and after graduation, he served as a lieutenant at Naval Reserve Medical Center in San Diego. After receiving an honorable discharge, Brett moved to the state of Washington, where he became a pioneer in the co-management of surgical patients with our ophthalmological colleagues. Today, Brett is a partner, and he serves as the Director of Optometric Services in a large multi-center surgical and management practice in Western Washington. What I think has distinguished Brett throughout his career is his service to our profession. He has effectively testified on our behalf at his state legislature to expand the scope of optometric practice. He has held virtually every office in the Washington Association of Optometric Physicians, and for these efforts, he received the President's Distinguished Service Award from the WAOP, and in 1997, he was named Doctor of the Year for the state of Washington. Dr. Bentz has also been actively involved in optometric education. He has served as an adjunct faculty on 3 different colleges of optometry and the University of Houston. He has presented nearly 200 postgraduate continuing education lectures. He's presented a good number of posters and papers at our annual meeting of the American Academy of Optometry. And for the past 10 years, his volunteer efforts have been devoted to promoting our academy. In 2005, Brett was elected to the board of directors of the academy. He is currently serving as our president, our academy's president. Simply put, he is a fantastic role model. Your career in patient care, your service to your community, your service to our profession has reflected very positively on our college, and we are very proud to have you as our Alumnus of the Year. This one. Please accept this token of our appreciation, Brett. Thank you so much. I'd also like to recognize Brett's wife, Robin. She's here with us tonight. She's also an educator, and I learned that she's an avid hiker and at least formerly a mountain climber. But we know you're a big part of the Optometric family, and thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Now, the Volunteer of the Year Award, that's our second award that I get to give, recognizes an individual who has given of themselves in support of the profession and in particular in support of the College of Optometry. The Volunteer of the Year for 2016 is Dr. William Bill Elizondo. Bill, come on up. Dr. Elizondo graduated cum laude from the Southern College of Optometry, and he has been a fixture in Texas optometry and in his hometown of San Antonio since he started his practice in 1959. Dr. Elizondo is, without a doubt, the most connected person I know in optometry. He knows everybody, and everybody knows him. As a consequence of these connections, but really as a result of having a very persistent personality, Dr. Elizondo gets things done. And I just want to list some of the recognitions that he's received for his contributions to his community and to our profession. This is just in part. He's been named National LULAC Man of the Year, Katrin Man of the Year Award. He received the Dr. Bill Pittman Award from the TOA. He received the Key Person Award of the Year from the American Optometric Association. He received the Texas Star Award from the Texas State Teachers Association. This is an award that stems from his dozen years of service on the San Antonio Board of Education. 4 of those years he was president. He received the Ambassador of Peace Medal from the Korean government. He is constantly being asked or elected to serve on local, state, and national organizations, and many of these are documented in his biography on page 21 in your program. But this year, Dr. Elizondo is being recognized for his efforts on behalf of our students. Several years ago, the Texas Optometric Association and Bill's County Optometric Association, along with some of Bill's friends, raised funds to establish a scholarship endowment in Bill's name. Now, not to be outdone, last year, Bill turned his 85th birthday party into a scholarship fundraising event. And it resulted in more than doubling the scholarship endowment. And these scholarships will help reduce the burden of optometric education for students for generations to come. And so, Bill, it's my pleasure to present you with this token of our appreciation as Volunteer of the Year. Thank you so much for all that we do. All that you do, I should say. A true friend and a great supporter of the college. I'd also like to recognize his wife, Maria, is here with us today. Any of you who have been to at least the old TOA annual conventions, you'd recognize her from the dance floor. She's a beautiful dancer. She dances so well, she almost makes Bill look like a good dancer. But she has contributed as much as Bill has to our profession and to her community. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And the final award I get to present today is the Cora and J. Davis Armistead Faculty Teaching Award. Each year, the Armistead Teaching Award is given to a member of our faculty whose teaching has been significant, original, and influential. The endowed award is named in honor of J. Davis Armistead and his wife, Cora. Dr. Armistead served as the first optometrist on the U of H Board of Regents, and our building is named after Dr. Armistead. We believe this award is particularly significant because the recipient is selected by his or her peers. It is my great pleasure to announce that the 2016 recipient of the Armistead Teaching Award is Dr. Alan Burns. Alan? Alan's simply an outstanding teacher. Having a hard time to get here. Congratulations. You're fine tonight. Okay. Thank you so much. And congratulations. Now, the class of 2016 has selected Michael Pulowski to present the student address. Michael, please come forward. Sometimes I worry about this. It's all yours.
Good afternoon, and welcome friends, family, faculty, alumni, distinguished guests, mom, dad. It's an impressive to look upon you, class of 2016. Congratulations on your accomplishments. You look very nice in your graduation gowns. One might even say that you make quite the spectacle. Because we're eye doctors, get it? And we make spectacles. Almost exactly 5 years ago today, I sat in front of my computer to type up my personal statement for my application to optometry school. And as you recall, this personal statement is an essay to include things like your future career goals. So meticulously, I elaborated on how my plan was to serve my community by offering jobs and offering service by opening up my own practice. And I understood that might mean a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of my time and effort to accomplish this goal. After I finished this personal statement, I asked my newlywed wife if she could read it over and make any corrections to the grammar. And she started reading it, and she got to the point where I talked about my goals, and she said, "No, these are not your goals." And I said, "They're not?" And she said, "No." I was like, okay, well, maybe it might be easier if you just wrote my goals out for me. That might save me some time, and it'd be an enlightening experience for me. So she did. 6 hours later, had a completely revised personal statement, and it talked about my future 9 children and how all of them would be piano students, take piano lessons. But the important part is that she talked about my career goals of being home on the weekends, both physically and emotional, to be a part of their lives, to be present for each of their piano recitals and sporting events, and to be home every night for family dinner. And I knew that she was right. Not about the 9 kids, not about the 9 kids, but about all that other stuff. And I submitted my application, and obviously the University of Houston College of Optometry accepted me and my 9 kids. And as many of you know, we recently expanded our family and started. We had our first baby girl 2 months ago. Thank you. So if you hear any crying out there, it's probably her or my mom. She gets emotional at these sorts of things. So my wife and I packed up our dishes, which was pretty much all we had at the time, and moved to our stuffy apartment in downtown Houston. We introduced ourselves to the cockroaches. We said we're the Pulowskis. We're going to be sharing our food with you for the next couple of years. And we decided we had no furniture, so off to IKEA we went. Now, for those of you who don't know what IKEA is, first of all, shame on you, because it's a lovely place. You should go. But what it is a massive furniture warehouse store. It's on the corner of I-10 and 610. And they paint this whole building blue, as if to solidify in your mind that it's a world unto itself. It's that big. So as we were walking up to this enormous building, I remember thinking to myself, it's playoff season, and this is a pretty big building. There's no way we're going to make it home before kickoff. So that was kind of my attitude walking up. But as we were walking up, and this is all a true story, a family was walking out of IKEA. And all their children had these delicious-looking frozen yogurt treats in their hands. And so I pointed at the frozen yogurt, and they started bouncing, which is how my wife knows that I want something. And in her wisdom, she said, if you're good and don't throw any tantrums, we can get you a frozen yogurt at the end. So immediately I stopped crying. I got up off the pavement, and with this new goal of this delicious treat, we entered IKEA. For me, looking for the frozen yogurt, and for my wife, looking for end tables and a dining room set. So we entered this massive building, and it's very intimidating going inside because it is that big. But the preparers of IKEA knew this, and so on the floor, there's a literal path that you can follow. They painted a line, a yellow line, in the concrete floor that if you stuck with and followed, it would make you to your goal. Now, I'll save you some of the tedium here, and suffice it to say, it seems like we were there for forever. Many hours passed. We went in Saturday morning at about 8 a.m. We didn't leave until about 7 p.m. on Tuesday. But we were able to find the end tables and the dining room set. Now, before we go on, let me just explain another interesting fact about IKEA. So when you go to IKEA, you pick out an end table, you pay for an end table, but you don't leave with an end table. What you leave with is a box. And inside this box, you have everything you need to build an end table for yourself, including an Allen wrench. They always give you an Allen wrench. So you take this box home, you lay everything out, and then 16 short hours later, you have yourself an end table and some extra pieces. At least that's what I told my wife when she held up the bag of washers that I forgot to install. So what does this have to do with optometry? For the last 4 years, we've been patrons in our own little world at the University of Houston College of Optometry. As a wide-eyed first year, it was intimidating walking up to the Armistead building for the first time. And I knew by the end of it, I'd be expected to be a doctor, and people would be relying on me. And I was quite intimidated. But the preparers of the college knew this. They prepared a path that if we stuck by, we would get to where we are today. They started us off on general anatomy and general physiology and the basic labs that we would need to build a solid foundation on. They didn't start us off with pharmacology, because then we'd have known the exact drugs to take to get through the first year. But there was a path laid that, if we stayed on, would lead us to that delicious doctorate degree. Similar to buying IKEA furniture, all of us came to the University of Houston so we could become successful optometrists. We spent a lot of time researching and learning how to become successful optometrists. We paid lots of money so that we could become successful optometrists. But none of us are leaving here as successful optometrists, except for maybe Bobby. What we are leaving with, however, are the boxes to build ourselves into successful optometrists. In these boxes, we've acquired everything we need to build ourselves into successful optometrists. Now, did we pick up some extra pieces along the way? You bet. Do you remember the SIPs from pharmacology? Do you remember what they do? Neither do I. Those are extra pieces. Put those back in the box. You're not going to need those. But we've picked up all sorts of useful tools: classes, labs, clinics, boards, midterms, finals, externships, competency. But out of everything that we've picked up here, the greatest tool that we've acquired is each other. If you're in practice 10 years from now and you see something you've never seen before, send me a picture or a text message and say, "Mike, what is this?" I'll be more than happy to say, "I have no idea, ask Bobby." I would do that for each and every one of you. But really look around you. We have experts right here that will do everything they can to help you as you move on. For example, if you have questions about pathology, ask Shannon. If you have questions about practice management, ask Jackson. If you have questions about neurology, ask Brittany. If you have questions about perception, you're going to have to Google that, because ain't none of us knew what was going on in that class. I look forward to seeing the incredibly successful optometrists that I know all of you will build yourself into becoming. It was an honor and privilege to study and learn beside you, and I can't imagine a better group of people to call my colleagues and my friends. Class of 2016, congratulations, and God bless.
Now, Michael, I can forward 9 different applications to optometry school to you. And I'm serious about that. It is important for all of you in the class of 2016 to realize that these have been the good old days. As Michael just talked about, your classmates will be lifelong friends, not just colleagues, much, much more than that. You'll remember them forever, you'll remember them fondly. You'll also remember your time here at school fondly. It may take a couple years for you to forget about some of those all-nighters. Now, it's my pleasure to bring up our commencement speaker, Dr. Brett Bentz. We're very proud to have Brett here as our Alumnus of the Year, and we're very happy that he's here to present our commencement address to the class of 2016. Brett.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, and I want to thank, first of all, the University of Houston College of Optometry, Dean Earl Smith, the faculty, the parents and family of the graduates, and particularly the class of 2016 for this opportunity to join you in celebration of your graduation. It is an honor to be here. In preparation for this commencement address, I talked to 2 of your classmates last year at the Academy, and they had one suggestion: simply be funny and be fast. And that does resonate, I hear, from the faculty as well. I'll let you be the judge of how I do on those 2 fronts. Let's go back 37 years, 1979, the year of my graduation from Houston, when I was sitting in the same seat that you are now. What was UHCO like back then? Well, for perspective, Dr. Earl Smith was a graduate student teaching vision science. Both he and I both had a lot more hair back then. Dr. Sam Quintero was instructing testing and procedures class and lab practical exams with his relentless clicking metronome that had a 2-minute alarm before the next station in the lab practical. And it was the first year at Houston for future AOA president, Dr. Ron Hopping, who couldn't be here today. At least 5 present and future optometry school deans were on staff then. Doctors David Lotion, Dennis Levi, again Earl Smith, Chester Pfeiffer, and Roger Boltz. And finally, refreshing to see other faculty and graduate students continue their commitment to this school. A few are doctors Jim Walters, Jan Bergmanson, Ruth Manny, Ron Harworth, and others. And by the way, in-state tuition back in 1975, my first year, was $250 a semester. I shouldn't have brought that one up, probably. But during that time, we had essentially no diagnostic or therapeutic drug prescribing privileges in most states. And in school, we performed often contact tonometry without anesthetic. We were tough. We were not Medicare-approved providers. That came in 1985. Optometry residencies in the VA were just starting. So where are we today, 37 years later? Through leadership and vision, grassroots efforts to educate our legislators, broaden school curriculum, the fantastic 4th-year clinical rotations, and it moved us from a different level of primary eye care. The world of medical care was changing, and optometry changed right along with it. Harry Lauder stated, "The future is not a gift, it is an achievement." As I reflect on my own career and professional journey since graduation, here are 4 principles, perhaps choices, that I can share with you that could make you a better physician. It's only 4. I pared it down from 6. Number 1, giving back and serving others. Simply make part of your life one of service to your community and service to your profession. John F. Kennedy said, "Things do not happen, things are made to happen." Make it an obligation to advocate for and service to optometry through maintenance of membership in the American Optometric Association and their state affiliate. AOA is a pillar of the profession and indispensable to our present and future prosperity. As a clinician and occasional CE speaker, I was asked to run for vice president of our state years ago, and I paused. There's a different road for me. It does not pay as well as being a CE speaker, even close. But you know, I took the step, very gratifying. Whether asked or not, volunteer, get active, be part of the optometry community. Number 2, lifelong learning and professional curiosity. Make learning a priority. Standards of care change, new medications, amended treatment algorithms, new diagnostic procedures, collaborative discovery with other health professions. And we must commit to the responsibility of providing up-to-date care to our patients. Now, how will you craft your personal CE program? Well, one idea is to earn fellowship in the American Academy of Optometry. Okay, you knew that was coming, right? Lifelong learning, funding, research, and mutual sharing of knowledge, they underpin the foundation of the Academy. You will join a phenomenal professional family that will boost your career and offer national and international collegial friendships. The road to fulfillment often starts with curiosity, the desire to explore, to find answers to unanswered questions, to embrace vision research as a central driving force to evidence-based eye care, to learn better ways to manage patients when old ways seem to be adequate. So make supportive research a professional promise. Number 3, appreciate humor and don't take life so seriously. They say that the average person laughs about 13 times a day. But on a fantastic day, you can really set the curve. At times, even the examination room can provide some levity. I give you an example of a story. I share with you a story of a gentleman who was 86 years of age. I was doing a one-day post-surgical visit and went through the caveats about no Valsalva maneuver, no heavy lifting, and so forth. His wife behind me turned and said, "Well, when can we have, let's just say, put the beds together at home?" And I was taken aback by the question, and I turned to him, and he kind of shrugged. And then I thought, this is a serious question. And so after thinking, I said, okay, 1 week. Then I had to wait for the response. And it was accepted. So I say that because it was a heartwarming story, and we are physicians of eye care, but it's amazing what questions you'll be asked when not expected. Number 4, honor your family. We've heard that from the previous speaker. Unquestionably, your greatest support with the challenges, the disappointments, and successes is your family. Enjoy their life's triumphs, their milestones, the funny moments. Simply relish the full bloom of family time. Great experiences for me, briefly, my daughter, who always kind of says excitedly on what's on her mind. First day of kindergarten, she gets home, and she blurted out, "I had a great time riding the rocket ship bus to school," which did make me wonder about the driver for a few days. And then my son Jared, we got dead last in his den's little Pinewood Derby race.
one year. So the next year, I consulted somebody who had won all of Seattle the year before. So I kind of learned about weight factors and the Pinewood Derby cars and so forth. Anyway, the next year, we won. And you have to understand where we live. We live right next to Boeing Field. And so most of the dads in the den were actually Boeing engineers. So you can imagine when our car won, they were befuddled. And they were looking at this car for like 5 minutes when I got done. And I said, well, the reason it was red, that's simple. That's why we won. So anyway, it was a small case of optometry over engineering, that basically a victory you don't hear about these days. So in closing, perhaps best stated by Leo Roston in regard to the purpose of life. Quote, I think the purpose of life is to be useful, to be responsible, to be compassionate. It is above all to matter, to count, to stand for something, to have made some difference that you lived at all. So we take from this a certain understanding that we are what we say and do. We are blessed to be in a healthcare profession that enables us to enrich the quality of life of our patients. So the question I pose to you is, in 37 years from now, when you are standing up here speaking, what will you say concerning the profession? What signpost will you raise as an accomplishment that broadened primary eye care, the next generation of optometric physicians? Accept the challenge and help guide us down that path. Thank you again for the opportunity to be here with you at this time of celebration. Congratulations and truly best wishes.
That was great advice, great advice. Next is the hooding ceremony and the presentation of diplomas, and it's been a long-standing tradition. Yes, it's a time to celebrate. It's a long-standing tradition that family and friends of each candidate stands as your graduate is recognized. And this is a joyous occasion, so feel free to express yourselves. This hooding ceremony represents the final act of academic endorsement by the faculty. The hoods are unique and symbolic. For example, for our optometry graduates, the velvet trim is seafoam green, which represents the academic discipline of optometry. The length and the size of the hood represents doctoral level of education. And the field of the hood, which is red with a white chevron, represents the University of Houston. For our MS and PhD graduates, the color of the velvet trim is royal blue, which represents the vision sciences. So we will start with our graduates in vision science. Dr. Laura Frischman, our Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Research, will announce those individuals who have earned the Master of Science degree or the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Physiological Optics. And Dr. Roger Boltz and I have the pleasure of presenting the diplomas. Dean Frischman.
The College of Optometry conducts an outstanding and internationally recognized graduate program in physiological optics and vision science. This program prepares graduates to become teachers and researchers in the basic and clinical sciences related to vision. This year we have 10 degree candidates. Will the candidates for Master of Science and Doctor of Philosophy degree in physiological optics please rise? Congratulations. Okay. Dean Smith, as Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Research, it is my honor to present these 10 degree candidates who are students in good standing in the university and have completed all of the requirements for the Master of Science or Doctor of Philosophy degree in Physiological Optics as set forward by the faculty of the college. I will be calling up the students who are getting Master of Science degrees first. And our first student is Elise Alvin, whose thesis is entitled The Role of Damage-Associated Molecular Patterns in Dry Eye Inflammation, and she will be hooded by her advisor, Dr. Rachel Redfern. The second student is Dong Donnie Chen, whose thesis is entitled Safety Evaluation of Ophthalmic Instruments and Devices, and he will be hooded by his advisor, Dr. Jason Porter. The third student is Kelly Elizabeth Moore, and the title of her thesis is Peripheral Defocus of Myopic Eyes with Spherical Soft Contact Lenses and Peripheral Autorefraction Repeatability, and she will be hooded by her advisor, Dr. David Berntsen. And the final master's is Roberto Bobby Saints, and his thesis is entitled Utilization of Orbital Ultrasound and Optical Coherence Tomography in Papilledema and Pseudopapilledema Patients, and he will be hooded by his advisor, Dr. Han Cheng. And three of these master degree candidates, Elise Alvin, Kelly Moore, and Roberto Saints, also will be getting OD degrees today. These are our first ODMS students. Now we're ready for Doctor of Philosophy degrees. The first is Krista Marie Beach, OD, and the title of her dissertation is Towards Mammalian Retinal Regeneration, Cell Signaling and Redifferentiation of Mouse Mueller Glia and Transcriptional Regulation of the Axonal Guidance Receptor F5. The second candidate is Elda Maria Rueda Capera, and her dissertation is entitled Compartmental and Cellular Regulation of Energy Metabolism in Adult and Developing Retina, and her advisor is Dr. Donald Fox. The third student is Aubrey C. Hargrave, and the title of her dissertation is Injury, Inflammation, and the Effect of Metabolic Syndrome on the Mouse Cornea, and her advisor is Dr. Alan Burns. The next candidate is Stephen Wen, and his dissertation is entitled Transcriptome Analysis of Retinal Ganglion Cell Layer for Identification of Potential Transcriptional Regulators of F5 and F6 in the Mouse Retina, and his advisor, again, is Dr. Deborah Otteson. Next candidate is Sri Magadi, and the title of her dissertation is Corneal Inflammation and Wound Healing, Cells and Molecules, and her advisor is Dr. Alan Burns. And, okay. The next candidate is Julie A. Mako, and her dissertation is entitled The Effects of High-Dose Vitamin A Treatment on Neovascular Development of the Retina in an Oxygen-Induced Retinopathy Model of Retinopathy of Prematurity, and I have the privilege of being her advisor along with Dr. Otteson. And our final candidate today is Srilatha Vantapalli, and her dissertation is entitled Characterizing Corneal Biomechanical Properties Using Dynamic Optical Coherence Elastography. And she will be hooded by Dr. Michael Twa, who some of you may remember. So in addition to the graduate and optometry programs, the College of Optometry hosts a postdoctoral residency and research training programs. Dr. Danica Moretti, Director of Ocular Disease Service, will present and recognize the doctors who have completed their postdoctoral training programs this year.
Our residents and research fellows obtain advanced knowledge and clinical skills in a variety of optometric specialties. The names of our residents and fellow are listed in your program. I'd like to recognize those who have joined us today. Dr. Tricia Fournier, Family Practice. Dr. Paul Lau, Low Vision Rehabilitation. Dr. Anna K. Logan, Cornea and Contact Lens. Dr. Nicole West, Brain Injury, Vision Rehabilitation. Congratulations. And now, Faculty Chair Dr. Katrina Parker will present the candidates for the Doctor of Optometry degree.
Dean Smith, as the chair of the faculty, it is my honor to present to you these degree candidates who are students in good standing with the university and who have completed all of the requirements for the Doctor of Optometry degree as set forth by the faculty of the college.
All right, I'm on. It is with great pleasure that I introduce each of our brand new doctors this year. First up, Batul Abu Harab. And in my haste to give you your degrees today, I failed to recognize our hooders that were selected by the class. Dr. Julianne Knowles, Dr. Amber Gom are the honorary hooders today, and Dr. Swathi Modi and Han Chang are assisting in the hooding. Warren Akhtar in absentia. Elise Danielle Alvin. Ashley Marie Atencio. Salwa Aziz. Pushpum Bewaja. Shannon Rebecca Bell. Amanda Lee Martin Bloomberg. Michaela Marie Brungart. Christina Danielle Canales. Andrew S. Cassis. Jenna Pruitt Cedillo. Kristen Marie Chipai. Angela Ann Danton. Leah Teresa Danton. Millie Hershad DeVay. Preston Heath Davis. Christopher Ryan Deaton, who is being hooded today by his father, Dr. John Deaton, a UCO class of 1998 graduate. Brittany Ann Degler. Jimmy Dang. Joshua Ryan Devara. Niam Hua Hung. Kelsey Evans. Ellen Elizabeth Fandry. Aisha Jane Fields. Mercy Juan Francisco. Michael Allen Garcia. Eli Vincent Jalotha. George Green. Christy Antalis Griffin. Christina Guerrero. Humaira Farid Hassan. Leah Elizabeth Heitmeyer, who is being hooded today by her father, Dr. David Heitmeyer, UCO class of 1987. Whitney Ann Haney. Benjamin Seacham Ho. Hong Ho. Rayanna Elizabeth Inkster Henning. Lisa M. Kakaday. Andrea Jennifer Kells. Farah Aziz Koja. Joanne Kim. Rachel Michelle Knowlton. Stephania A. Kostakis. Marcia Ann Curian. Walissa Lancelin. Paul Bradley Lapointe, Jr., who is being hooded by his father, Dr. Paul Bradley Lapointe, Sr., UCO, class of 1987. Jennifer Teresa Law. Clara Ya Lee. Deanna Leong. Bryce Alexandra Llewellyn, who is being hooded by her father, Dr. Michael Suber, UCO, class of 1994. Daniela Francis Lozano. Carissa Rochelle Lumby. Becky Ann Liu. Leon Ma. I'm going to say that one more time. Leon Ma. Michelle Han Ma. Nicole Cavazos Maldonado. Whitney Delane Magaha. Iris Yao. Kelly Elizabeth Moore. Thomas Robert Nettleton. Jennifer Hong Nguyen. Jennifer Kim Lai Nguyen. Joe Din Nguyen. John Dat-Nguyen. Paulina Quinn Nguyen. Vicky Tweevy Wynn. Michael Andrew Pulowski. Victoria Kathleen Perez. Adam Pickle. Tessa Alejandra Plena. Delane Nadine Pulliam. Christopher Roberto Ramirez. Joshua Brian Rhodes. Leanne Nancy Roach. Jackson Robinson. Sarah Elizabeth Rule. Roberto Sainz. Wazia Sumin. Danny Sanchez. Ruchita Rajesh Shah. David Shinpaw. Sarah Gail Sherbet. Megan Elizabeth Smith. Amanda Lauren Stewart. Jason Calafil Tomei. Grace Tran.
Michael Tan Tran. Andrew Lee Trang.
Pune Vafei. Kelly Elizabeth Van Cleve. Clarence Joseph Vanderlee. Kim Phung Tran Vu. Philip Andrew Whitehead. James Edward Wiedenfeld. Anthony Tyler Williamson. Damaris Alvarez Williamson. Joshua Hunter Wilson. Jichao Young. Celesta F. Zangabar Ferreira. Mona Kutab Zeror. And our final graduate, Jingjing Zhou.
Well, that was fun. Congratulations to all our degree recipients. Let's have all the rest of us stand up and formally congratulate all our graduates. Great day. Another long-standing tradition at this college is the initiation of the new doctors of optometry into the profession by the recitation of the optometric oath. This year, Dr. Nick Holdeman has been selected to administer the oath. Dr. Holdeman.
I believe this is the third time I've had the privilege to administer the optometric oath to the class of 2016. As you no doubt recall, the initial administration was initially before your first day of classes during your week of orientation. The second oath was given at the white coat ceremony prior to you seeing your first patient at the University Eye Institute. And now again today before each of you will either enter practice or begin a residency program. And speaking on behalf of the faculty, we all trust that you will adhere to these fundamental principles throughout your professional career. And as a point of information for those in the audience who would like to follow along, you'll find the oath on page 4 of the Convocation program. I would now like to ask the class of 2016 to stand, along with all of the optometrists that are here today, and to please raise your right hand. I will recite the oath, and at the end of each passage, we'll all say, "I will." And as previously, the last sentence of the oath we'll all recite in unison. With full deliberation, I freely and solemnly pledge that I will practice the art and science of optometry faithfully and conscientiously and to the fullest scope of my competence. I will. I will uphold and honorably promote by example and action the highest standards, ethics, and ideals of my chosen profession and the honor of the degree Doctor of Optometry which has been granted me. I will. I will provide professional care for those who seek my services with concern, with compassion, and with due regard for their human rights and dignity. I will. I will place the treatment of those who seek my care above personal gain and strive to see that none shall lack for proper care. I will. I will hold as privileged and as inviolable all information entrusted to me in confidence by my patients. I will. I will advise my patients in fully and honestly of all which may serve to restore, maintain, and enhance their vision and general health. I will. I will strive continuously to broaden my knowledge and skills so that my patients may benefit from all new and efficacious means to enhance the care of human vision. I will. I will share information cordially and unselfishly with my fellow optometrists and other professionals for the benefit of patients and the advancement of human knowledge and welfare. I will. I will do my utmost to serve my community, my country, and humankind as a citizen as well as an optometrist. I will. And in unison, I will hereby commit myself to be steadfast in the performance of this my solemn oath and obligation. Congratulations to the class of 2016. We certainly wish you all the best. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Holdeman. Amen. We are particularly proud of this group of new doctors of optometry, individually and as a group, the class of 2016. You've earned our trust, you've earned our respect. Becoming a doctor of optometry is a tremendous accomplishment. Just to put things in perspective, over the last 4 years, you've attended about 3,200 hours of lectures in laboratories, and you've probably spent twice that amount of time outside of class studying. On average, each of you has provided care for about 1,700 individual patients. It's been a busy 4 years. You've accomplished a lot. It's a remarkable achievement. Again, congratulations. For our master's students and our PhDs, I can't begin to estimate the amount of time that you spent in class and seminars, particularly how much time you spent in the laboratory. You sacrificed a lot to be where you are. We're very proud of you. You are now one of us. Now, I want to take this opportunity again to thank our special guests, our alumnus of the year, Dr. Bentz, our volunteer of the year, Dr. Elizondo, and special thanks to our Golden alumnus for being here. You really made it special. Really appreciate the time that you've taken to come see us. I'd like to thank the members of our commencement committee. It's a great group. Haley Brown, Jennifer Ebert, David G., Amanda Johnson, Charlotte King, Christian I grew up with a name like Smith. I never learned to pronounce names. Christian Loaza. Assistant Dean Melissa Mayers, Liz Mousy, Ashley Olheiser, Tiffany Robinson, Michelle Stafford, Lyle Tate, Renee Armacost, Carl Branch, Lee Dempsey, and Marissa Tarnowski. Thank you so much for all that you've done in planning and executing this graduation. And finally, I'm pleased to invite everyone to the College of Optometry for a reception honoring the class of 2016. This will give us all a chance to visit a bit, and for some of you, it'll be a good opportunity to see where your graduate has spent the last 4 years. You'll be able to walk around the Armistead building and see the Molly and Doug Barnes Vision Institute. For our Golden alumnus, trust me, this is a little bit different. The basement science building, a lot different from the front half of the old barracks on Cullen, so please come see us. Now, will you please stand and for the benediction and the recessional, and please remain standing until the entire commencement party has left the auditorium.
Class of 2016, congratulations. As we end today, I'm reminded of the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "All the religions of this world, while they may differ in other respects, unitedly proclaim that nothing lives in this world but truth." So as I go forward, I ask that you keep your faith in heart and mind. The benediction is a blessing. As I look around, I am reminded that we are already very blessed. We have wonderful family and friends, many that have joined us today. Several that have traveled from far distances, family and friends who have supported us in our education and have always been by our side as we go through life. What an honor to have them here. We are part of the University of Houston, where we have dedicated students, staff, faculty, and administration. The future holds many unknowns, but it's an exciting new beginning. As with your education so far, there will be times of success and times of struggle. Build on the good times and don't give up, but work honestly and hard through the tough times. Learn from these moments and you will succeed and excel as you have in your education. So with that, God, I ask that you bless all those at the college and this university. We thank you for all those that have joined us today to help celebrate the achievements of these graduates. May their hearts always be filled with joy and peace, and their lives blessed with good health. God, I ask that you always be by the side of these graduating doctors in the journeys ahead, in both good times and in bad. Guide them in their lives and help them serve the community, country, and world, as service to humankind is service to you. May God bless you all.
We are, excuse me. Thank you very much, Nimesh. We are now ready for the recessional.